Okay, everybody, we are live. Okay, sorry, I said I was going to be on at 7:30, but we had a little bit of a delay. So now we are on. We are going to talk about or finalize our last installment of the summer investing series, where all summer long, well, over the last month, we pretty much talked about different investing tips, things that will help you capitalize on the actual stock market and the gains that we're seeing now. So we're going to talk about tips. Hello, hello, Christine. I see you. If you are here listening to me, say hello in the chat so that I know you're here. If you're listening to the replay, put pound replay so that I can also know that you were here listening and that this was helpful. Okay, so summer investing series. We are concluding the summer. Kids are back in school and we still want to be investing. Hey, Doug, thanks for being here. Okay, so we still want to be investing. And in light of us wanting to invest, I'm going to come on here and tell you a couple tips. So, number one tip is that the stock market is actually going down. September is traditionally always been kind of a down month. August, September, but more so September, a down month. So what does that mean? Does that mean that you're going to go out there and say, okay, I'm not going to invest because everything's going down? No, this is actually a buying opportunity. What happens when you go to Nordstrom or you go to Macy's and you see something has a discount? Well, your Nordstrom rack or whatever, there's a discount. It was originally, let's say, at $100, and now you can buy it at $70. Don't you buy it? Don't you think that's a deal? Well, that's exactly what's happening with the stock market right now. We're in a situation where the month of September presents a good buying opportunity. And it's also the month of my birthday. Yay. So, good buying opportunity. So, what do you do to take advantage of that? If you have a stock that you've had on your list and where you said, hey, this is a stock that I want to buy, I've been thinking about buying it. So let's say it's your staple household names, your Apple, your Amazon, let's say Walmart. It's a stock, that has, that's a company that has, good staying power, solid leadership. You think it's going to be around for another 20 years, let's just say. So you want to buy that stock. So what you do is you kind of put that stock on a watch list and you see when it goes down maybe 2-3%, it may go down in a day, and you take the opportunity to buy. Take the opportunity to buy when the stock is on sale. So right now is a good time to buy any particular stock. Or you might tell me, hey, Myrna, I really don't have time to be watching the stock going down 2-3%. If your strategy is for the long term and you want to own the stock for the long term, then you go ahead and buy it. Now presents a good time because the month of September is a slower month, and you can go ahead and buy and keep on buying. As I've always mentioned, consistency is really what gets you, success and wealth. Consistency, time, and the rate of return. So consistently buying, if you're going to buy every month, and set it so that you can buy your particular investments. So now September is a good time to buy. So what else did we talk about over the summer? We talked about AI. Everybody's talking about artificial intelligence. Is that, going to be a deal breaker? I mean, have you guys used Chat GPT, for example? Chat GPT, that's like a game changer in everything. Your business, your W-2 job, wherever you want to use Chat GPT. But AI, that's the wave of the future. So don't you want to be capitalizing on that? One of the things that you want to look at and what we talked about over the course of the summer is looking at trends and trying to determine, if those trends are going to work on your favor and if there are companies that can push that trend. So companies like a Microsoft, an Amazon, NVIDIA, those guys are going to capitalize on the AI trend. And do you want to be left behind? Not necessarily. So you can invest in those particular companies that are going to capitalize on the AI trend. Oracle is one of them. And Oracle is going to report their earnings pretty soon. So you may want to capitalize on that as more of a short-term play. But Oracle is a good, solid company that has been going up pretty smoothly, and you may want to potentially capitalize on that. Oh, before I get into any further discussion, I do want to say that I am not an investment advisor. I got to say that for legalities. I'm not an investment advisor. You're going to go out there. I'm just saying this for education purposes, but you're going to make your own investment decision. I'm not going to tell you what to invest in. So now that that's out of the way, AI, you want to capitalize on artificial intelligence and the trend. Another way to capitalize on that is to invest in a group of companies that invest in artificial intelligence. So there's actually an exchange traded fund, which is a group of companies that focus on AI, and that ticker symbol is AIQ. So you can look at AIQ and invest if you want to play on the artificial intelligence trend without betting on one single company. So artificial intelligence, that's a trend to watch. You might want to capitalize on that. The other thing we talked about is not necessarily putting all your eggs in one basket and diversifying. So you'll hear about the concept of diversification. So if you are investing in, let's say, Amazon, and you love Amazon, who doesn't love Amazon? Convenience, that has, a very good business model, has changed the way we think about instant gratification and getting things, right? Who wants to go to the store where you can just click, 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 and Amazon will have it at your doorstep? So if you want to invest in Amazon, for example, don't put all your money in Amazon. Amazon may be a great stock, but if you have money to invest, don't just put all your money in one investment. You may want to invest some in Amazon, maybe invest some in Apple, maybe invest in a mutual fund, which is really, Amazon is my jam, yes, which is a aggregate number of different stocks. So it may have Amazon, may have Nike, may have Walmart. So you invest in different mutual funds where you spread the risk. So if Amazon goes down, you have other stocks in the mutual fund or the exchange traded fund that will help you. So if you are kind of new to this investing game and you don't really want to explore too many options, there are, funds that mirror what the market is doing, index funds. So we talked about SPY, VOO, and QQQ. Those are three very good ones that mirror the market that you can invest in and do what the market is doing without necessarily having to think too much about, oh, well, what do I do? What stock do I need to invest in? So that's an easy way for you to get involved in the market. So those are things that we talked about over the summer. But one of the things I want to talk about today is the concept of how you make money in the stock market, right? So you make money in the stock market more or less in two ways. One is capital appreciation. So that means if I bought a stock today at $70 and I sell it at $100, then I make, $30. So that's the capital appreciation. Obviously, you get taxed on that. We're not going to get into that in this particular series, but you make money that way. But there's another way to make money. It's through what we call dividends, dividend income. So that's when, the company are sharing a piece of their profit and you get paid a certain amount per share. So when you get paid that certain amount per share that you own, that's, income. And depending on how much of the stock that you own, that's kind of a way to supplement your income or having your money grow on autopilot. So capital appreciation and dividend income. So you will often see they're referencing a dividend yield. The dividend yield, without getting into too much of complexities, is really just taking the amount that they're paying per share divided by the price of the stock. But overall, you can find, stocks that have yields of 5%, 7%, even 8%. So one of the companies that we want to talk about is Altria Group. The ticker symbol is MO. So if you're looking for a dividend play, they have a pretty large dividend, which I think is about 8%, 8 or 7%. Is their dividend yield? So you might want to play on that as a yield of dividend income. Other companies like AT&T pay a good dividend, but we don't know how that's going to play out. Because if you hadn't heard, AT&T is kind of in a controversy right now as it relates to some cable that was put down back in the early days that might have some lead content. How do we know the stocks with dividends? If you go to finance.yahoo.com, you'll be able to see there's a column that says earnings or dividends. You'll be able to see on that summary page if they pay a dividend or not. So very easy to tell. All right. So dividends is another way to play the market. Now, going back to my point about capital appreciation, and what people don't necessarily realize is that you don't make money or you don't lose money until you actually sell the stock or sell the mutual fund. So remember in that example that I gave you where I said, oh, it's $70. I bought it for $70 and it's at $100. That $30, I'm not making it until I actually sell the stock. So that's a very important point, because sometimes when people see, oh my gosh, my portfolio is going down, they start to get crazy, not thinking that, hey, unless you sell, you're not going to be at a loss. And if it's a company where you have good long-term prospects, then you might want to hold on and just go through the fluctuations of the stocks. So are there any questions besides the one on dividends? So to recap what we talked about the stock market, you want to be invested, okay? You want to be invested. If you are not invested in the stock market, you got to get yourself in the game. Get with somebody like myself, a financial coach, who can help you understand the dynamics of the stock market. So I do have coming up, what I want to share with you is what I call an empowered women's investing circle. So this has come from, clients that I've had who did my group coaching program and say, hey, Myrna, I want to be able to continue. Or people who, saw these summer series and were like, hey, I would like to be in a group where we talk about different options. We talk about trends. We talk about what we're invested in. So more of a group type of setting where I'll have some of these discussions and then we'll talk about it in a group. So it's going to be a group, a women's circle where we can talk about investing and, help each other out, and where you can network with other powerhouse women like yourself. So essentially that group is going to be starting at the end of September. It's going to be a monthly membership at $97 a month. So if you are interested and want to be on the waiting list, I have a few people on the waiting list. If you want to be on the waiting list, send me a DM and we can get you in there. The other thing that I want to share with you is that I am going to be holding a masterclass on September 21st, mark your calendars, at 7 p.m. It's a Thursday. And we're going to be talking about the 3 secrets to cracking the wealth code and how to fast track your money growth. So that is going to talk about ways to put your money growth on autopilot, and wherever you are in your situation right now, this is going to help you. And so I did put that information in the comments. It's going to be $47, and it's a masterclass that, frankly, you invest that $47, you're going to get it right back with all the tips that I'm going to give you, the 3 secrets. So don't miss that. That's going to be on September 21st. If you want to sign up for that, go ahead and sign up for that. The information is in the chat. So as you guys know, I am a very, very big proponent of investing in the overall stock market. And there's so much that I could potentially tell you, right? But that we can't capture over, a 4-week period. So I do have various programs, whereas if you're interested in learning more about the stock market, maybe you don't want to be part of a membership, or maybe you want to learn, in more details about how to invest, because it's important, guys. Remember, if you're investing, if I'm taking somebody who's saving and somebody who's investing, that can mean the difference over time for you to be able to 5 times your money, 10x your money. Let's say if you had invested in Apple stock, $1,000 10 years ago, I think right now you should have about $16,000. That's a 16x return. Who doesn't want that? Yeah, not all companies are Apples, but you have the opportunity to increase your money. If you're putting your money in a savings account, that's not going to work, guys. It's not going to work. That's the pillar, that's the base foundation for you to be able to build wealth, but you've got to invest to build wealth. That's the way you're going to do it. So if you're interested in finding out more about the different programs that I offer on investing outside of the Empowered Women's Investing Circle, contact me in the DMs. I am here. We can schedule some time for us to talk. But to recap, make sure that you are invested. September is usually a down month in the market. So if you see your investments going down, if you're already invested, do not panic. And now represents a good buying opportunity for you to get in there. Make sure that you're playing on trend, right? If you see a trend, that could be a good opportunity for you to make some extra money, because the AI trend for me is going to be more than a trend, is going to be here to stay. So capitalize on it and look at companies that are, making plays in the AI space, the Microsoft, the Amazon, the NVIDIAs. I'm giving you some right now. So capitalize on those, invest in those that may potentially, allow you to leverage on the AI trend. If you're not into so much the trend, make sure that you're at least investing in the market. Index funds, index mutual funds, index exchange traded funds are a good way to go. And also leverage other opportunities to make money in the stock market with stocks that have dividends. All right. I hope that you found this useful. Overall, you guys know investing in the stock market is a way to build wealth. And I am, shouting to the rooftops that if you're not invested, get in there. If you're kind of dabbling, get in there on a more regular and consistent basis. You will see a change in your overall income. All right, any questions? Don't see the link in the chat. Okay, for the masterclass, I'm going to put it in right now. Okay, it's, okay, never mind. All right, wealthcodes.com. That's the masterclass. I'll encourage you to come in there. If not, let's have a discussion about how I can help you potentially change your financial trajectory if you are not invested in the stock market. Trust me, guys, it is a game changer. All right, everybody, I hope you enjoyed this live. I will see that we will have an overall speaker, I think, next week. I can't remember who. I try to alternate within the Facebook group if we have a guest speaker somewhere, someone who can help financially empower us as a group. And then we will talk again, and I will see you again next week. Have a good night, everybody.